Yo, what up, people? You know who it is. It's your favorite cousin from the Bare Nigga Truth Podcast.
Yo, it's your girl Pixie.
Alright, and we are here powered by Virginia Radio. And we back with another dope episode for y'all. We minus one today, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? My brother's at home, he's feeling sick, but he ain't got that COVID, so Mr. Sturdy Pot, get well, brother.
Yeah, rest up.
Oh
We'd
man.
rather have you at home getting well.
As a matter of fact, speaking of COVID, I don't know if y'all familiar with it, but the CDC has said now that if you are fully vaxxed, you no longer need to wear a mask. And so the mask requirements are, I think they've been lifted already?
In certain states.
Okay.
Right now here in Virginia, Governor Northam said he is still researching because he's a doctor. Well, he was formerly a military doctor.
Okay.
So of course, that's the pros and cons of having a governor who is medically educated. He believes in his own research, I guess, and making sure that he advises properly. So with that being said, we are not in a state of mask-free environment just yet, but they do suggest that if you are outside, because kiss me, I'm vaccinated. Yes, I'm vaccinated, everybody. I got my second shot a couple days ago, and I did feel a little bit of fatigue. My arm was super sore. Felt like I had a dead arm for like a day. Yeah, it was really sore. I was like, I was like, trying to. So you do have some slight side effects. I'm guessing everybody is different. So it is what it is with that. But I mean, it's your preference. I got the Pfizer. I know everybody was like really against the Johnson and Johnson because of the medical findings that they were having with people with blood clots and people being in critical condition. And I think they even had one case of death. I'm not sure. I didn't do too much research on that because I already had made my mind up. I won't do the Johnson and Johnson. Like they didn't. I mean, most women can tell you they didn't even get it right with us with baby powder. You know what I'm saying? So, and if y'all not aware of what that situation was, Johnson was had a class action suit against them for baby powder causing women to have uterine cancer, fibroids, and all that good stuff. So
what about us who use it as babies?
Yeah, and you think about how, I mean, I know for a fact as a mom, I put baby powder on my babies growing up, and I sprinkled a little bit in their diaper area because it was good for keeping them from being chafed, and of course it just smelled really good. Ain't nothing like picking up a baby and they smell baby fresh.
But they left the fellas out on this one, bro. They ain't say nothing about it.
Well, it's gonna have to take someone to, I guess maybe have some enlarged areas down there for. Little chestnuts be on fire. You don't know, but hey, you never know. Sometimes it's just like that until somebody comes out and say, "Ouch!" You don't really know what the condition is, and then it take a few more people to say, "Ouch," and then that's when they're really like, "Hold up, wait a minute." We might have made some mistakes here and there.
I had sex with. That's what they gonna ask. But look.
Yeah. So.
And now, like I said, they well, I haven't been vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm an anti-vaxxer, whatever y'all want to call it, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, but with that though, I just have some questions because, I've seen it and I did do some research and it said that employees who work in restaurants, retail, fitness, personal care, and entertainment must still wear a mask unless they are fully vaccinated. But then I started thinking, I was like, well, who's going to be checking these vaccination cards to know that people are fully vaccinated to be able to go out without the mask? You know what I'm saying? Or when they go into an establishment, because those places will still be able to decide if they want people in there with masks on or off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, it's already a shortage of workers. As those of us, if anybody went out Mother's Day, you've seen there's a shortage of workers. You know what I'm saying?
I never go out for Mother's Day.
You ain't go out this time?
I never go out for Mother's Day.
Oh, well, let me tell you what happened here. All right, so hold on.
You fill me in, because I always just choose the less crowded route.
Okay, so we weren't going to go out at first. You know what I'm saying? And later we decided we was going out. So we went to, I want to say like 3 different places. We went to, we went down the waterside first. We was gonna try to eat out there. Everywhere was crowded, and it was a shortage of people working, and just a big cluster. So we ended up trying to go to Italian restaurant. Got there, it was an hour and a half wait. Went to Smoky Bones. They
Smoky
shut
Bones, I
that.
like that.
They
I like
shut
that
their whole
restaurant.
kitchen down.
Wow.
They was like, "Yeah, we ain't taking no more people." The kitchen was slammed. It was crazy.
See, that's why I always stay home.
Yeah.
Shout out to my hubby for
Yeah, I should've
creating a
cooked that day.
menu, creating a night. Like I got this little patio area in the back. He built for me. The luxuries of marrying a landscaper. And I sat back there with my umbrella up, feet propped.
Oh man.
Had my little selection of fine wines.
The finest.
Yes. And I sat back
Convenience store
there, and
wines.
he brought the little speaker out for me, made me feel like I was at the club. And yeah, I had a little, kiddie pool. Could have stuck my little feet in there, got wet a little bit, but he fried up some fish and some shrimp, and we just called it a day. I just don't like them crowds. Like, I feel like it takes away from
it does,
the
but
personal.
at that point, like I was like, well, I may cook something, but it was getting late in the day, so it was like,
Yeah.
But we ended up going to Red Robin, man, and they weren't crowded, of course, but it was just, just the lack of workers, and we definitely gonna speak about that later also. But it was just, being there. Then you have like one person that's running the bar, and also that one person is your waitress or your waiter also. So it's like, what the, you know what I mean? So it took a little while, but I'm saying that to say this though. So let's say, because we know how people get, and so let's say you do get into, you are in the restaurant business and you're a waiter or waitress, and let's say you are fully vaxxed and you don't wear your mask. What happens when you get patrons who are like, well, we want to see your vax card to know that you actually did get fully vaccinated, or we don't want you to serve us?
Well, for one, if I'm that server, I'm going to tell you to mind your business, because you're violating my HIPAA rights, and
True.
you don't get to, that's going to be the problem with this.
Mm-hmm.
Medically, you don't have to disclose your medical information.
Mm-hmm.
It's illegal for you to force anybody to disclose personal medical information.
Karen don't care about that.
Karen better get somewhere and sit down, because Karen is going to get cussed, and that's just where we're going to be at. I got my homeboy, I'm getting ready to get him to make me a shirt, and I wish a Karen would, and that's what I'm going to put on the front of it, but all jokes aside though, it is very important that we remember that everybody has a right to privacy.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to these type of things. So as much as we want to be cautious, if you feel that way, the best thing for you to do is stay home.
Stay your ass home.
Cook your own food. Don't make anybody else's life uncomfortable because you're not comfortable in your own skin around people right now while we're trying to adjust out of this pandemic. That's the only advice I could tell you, because like I said, it's against the law.
Mm-hmm.
Your job can't even force you to give them medically private information. So for some random person in a restaurant to require me to expose my personal life to them just for them to get some scrambled eggs and some bacon, and a piece of French toast, I decline.
But you know how they do it.
Yeah, go home and cook your own bacon.
You just lost a customer, right?
Right. Yeah, that remind me of them clips of that dude. Y'all seen that on TikTok? This dude, he be like, where they go in there and they be like, you just lost a customer. He be like, fine.
Yes.
I don't want to be here anyway. One less person for me to serve. It's like, do you think I care? Go on.
Really, really doesn't bother people.
No.
I lost the customer. I lost the headache. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just made my day, sir.
I have to remind myself that when I don't get customer service, I be like, I ain't spending my money with them. Then I had to remind myself, like, they probably don't even care. That's why you got treated the way you treated in the first place. So,
man, we was in the back.
Some stuff you just gotta go in the bathroom and cry about. You can't. It is what it is. You just gotta keep pushing.
Oh man, I know that's right.
But I do feel like that's a choice if you want to be vaccinated. Mm-hmm. Even though I chose to do it, because the crazy thing is everything that they do, I feel like they use it in a way to enforce you to kind of do it, regardless to how you feel about it. Because the new thing now is, if you do get vaccine, you can travel with a little more ease. If you don't, imagine going out of the country unvaccinated, and then that country requires you to quarantine for 14 days prior to you even vacationing.
Yeah, and that's on top of the other vaccines that you have to get before you even go to these other countries.
So can you imagine the tab on that vacation? You've already had to pay for 14 days in a hotel before you can even come outside and venture out into their festivities. And then on the way back, once you get back home, you're going to be required to quarantine for 14 more days.
Right there.
Right. Who got that time? Do you know how long it took for some of us working people to save up for that 1 week of vacation?
I got 3 days of vacation, and y'all trying to make me. Man,
I didn't have to take out a loan.
Ain't no vacation.
Just to satisfy this vacation. You know what I'm saying? I done went into debt just to see a whole 3 days of blue water.
Be looking like, look, my vacation ends in the time we in this 2 weeks. So if I could just let me go ahead back now.
Right, you might as well just stay home and create your own water park, Go get your little pool from Walmart, y'all swim around in it.
Hey kids, kick the side of it to make the waves, because we don't.
Right, and if your budget's super low, just fill the tub up, you know what I'm saying? And just be happy with what you got. So that's where we at with that. But I feel like that's their way of forcing you to comply.
Yeah.
And that's just how we live now, you're going to do it one way or another.
And I'm going to tell y'all what, y'all need to stop, I hate the word anti-vaxxer, but y'all need to stop shaming us. Especially those who are in, I guess, what you would call quote-unquote positions of power. Because now it seems like they're using that fear tactic also to, to try to push people to get the shot. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, if you get it, good. If you don't, I mean, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? But when you see it and they say, oh, well, they even start breaking it down to like Republican, Democratic, this and that. And I'm like, wow, all this behind the shot? Like,
right.
It don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? But,
I guess, like I said, this is their way of trying to, I feel like with anything else, smallpox, measles, mumps, rubella, chickenpox, like we've had countless TB, vaccinations. Some people have done their research and just decided, we don't want to be a part of it. Like I'm still a virtual parent. My children are still completely, fully virtual. I've not allowed them, like I was shaking in my boots. I allowed my youngest girl to go back this past Friday because she had to take her SOLs. And I feel like, again, there's another loophole for you to force you to do things that you really don't want to do. Oh, well, the kids can stay home, but if they come in, we can give them more one-on-one help. It's basically like, we'll help them coast through the SOL testing if they come here and do it. But if they're at home, whatever they get is what they get. And this has already been a challenge for everybody's child, whether they were scholars or already in a position where they needed a little extra tender loving care when it came to school. So to say, hey, we'll help them. We'll basically hold their hand through this test process if they come into school. But if they do it at home, if they fail, hey, we'll see you next school year.
And shout outs to the kids who did virtual learning this year.
Yes.
And the kids who graduating.
Yeah.
And also shout out to the kids who had to help their parents understand how they do their work.
Yeah, Google was sick of me. Siri and Google. I know Siri wanted to cuss me out.
I know for a fact, seeing some of the Facebook posts that I see, and the way people spell and get their words across, like I know for a fact
that
your kids had to help you understand what their English homework was, because you were scrambling.
Yeah, you were scrambling. Yeah, I know. I thank God my kids were, pretty self-sufficient. There were some days where with my oldest one, of course, with that. What Medea call it, that Al Jarreau.
Yeah, that Al Jarreau.
That Al Jarreau had us in there sweating bullets, But she pushing through, and I just, parents, be kind to your children. This is really a tough season for everybody. Imagine how you feel going to work to a job that's almost impossible. They still want you to perform, even though you don't have all the resources. You don't have all of the knowledge, So it's the same thing with children. They're just smaller people. Yeah. They face challenges. They face depression, being overwhelmed. Just because they're kids doesn't mean they don't have feelings. And I've taught myself that in my strive
that's big right there.
to be a good parent. I've accepted the fact that my kids have feelings and some things bother them and they might not be willing to say it. So it's my job as a parent to try to cope and help them cope with life in their skin.
And I want to say this also, man. Like, I noticed, when kids do their work and they like, look, man, I'm tired. I've been here, doing schoolwork for however long they doing it. And parents are like, oh, you ain't tired. You don't know tired. Let me tell y'all something. As a grown up who went to college and still has to do some classes for my job now, trust me, sometimes when you have to sit there and listen to somebody talk for 8 hours and then try to do work and regurgitate it, man, that mess will drain you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if it'll drain you as an adult, imagine what it'd do to a kid too. So,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Allow your kids to take a nap. They ain't gotta be, as soon as you finish your homework, you need to go do all these chores. Like, yo, give them a minute to break. Because I guarantee you, when you at work and your boss be like, hey, look, as soon as you finish that, I need you to come do this. You like, man, hell.
Yeah,
I'm about to go use the bathroom for an hour. Yeah. I'll be back.
Yeah, some of y'all go sit in that public bathroom at work and just be in there scrolling Facebook because you just need some downtime. But that's just being human. You just need a woosah moment. So your kids be like that too.
I go in there and mess with people, y'all. Like, if I see somebody sitting on the job, like, hey, you've been here long enough now. Come do work.
Right, it's my turn.
Like, who you? Like,
right, it's my turn to go in the bathroom and hide for a few minutes.
Oh, man,
you're taking up too much space.
Exactly. Like, I want to hide too, bro. What you doing? But no, for real though. But yeah, definitely. Like I said, man, shouts out to the kids and to the parents who helping them and all that, because that's definitely big. Like my daughter, she graduated this year. She passed all her SOL so far. So,
all right.
Yes.
Congratulations.
I don't care what kind of graduation they have. They can call it all virtual if they want to. I will be there, and when my baby walk, I'm screaming, yelling.
Yeah, proud dad, proud parents. Proud
parents.
Parents, absolutely. I can't wait. My oldest is 16, and we just, we trying to get there. We fighting every day in this pandemic, virtual learning, trying to get there.
When they walk across that stage, that's the culmination of everything from when they was in kindergarten.
Yes.
All the way up to the 12th grade. And some of them, it took a few extra years to get to the 12th grade. So you got to be like, hey, these are joyful tears and pain. You don't know how many times I went to the school that cussed out teachers and other students. You know what I'm saying?
How many times I rung her bell because she wasn't doing what she supposed to been doing. Just bull jabbing.
I got to get up, leave my job to come see what you're doing. Yeah.
Okay. And that's a sin with black parents, That's a complete sin. We gotta miss some money because you cutting up.
Yeah.
Man, I remember one time I pulled up at the school on my daughter. She was like a ghost. I had to pop right up in there, blended in with the kids, went through the lunch line and everything. Oh, got me a little grilled cheese sandwich, little chicken patty. I sure did. You cutting up what? Teacher text me. Oh yeah, let me see about it because I've never had a job that I couldn't say, hold up, I got to go see about my kids. I'll never have a job that will ever be more important than me pulling up for my kids, whether they're on a good path or bad. I need to be able to come and straighten it out.
I feel you. I had a time, man, where I just got off work, but I was working overnight. Literally just pulled into my parking space. Phone rang. Hey, we need you to come up to the school. I'm like, man, you gotta be shitting me. I know y'all playing.
Want to make the steam come up out your collar.
Especially when I was just in that area. Because I worked near the school. I'm like, man, I didn't want all the way home. I had to come back. Okay.
You say it's popping.
Yeah, and it was, and you know what I'm saying, and it was, something I felt was petty at the time. It was especially dealing with them uniforms. So like, oh, well, she didn't wear the right color shoes today. I said, hold on now. I said, y'all called me all the way back out here for some shoes. I said, is she in trouble? Was she talking back to the teacher? Is she doing anything? Nah, she's on the wrong color shoes.
Man.
Really?
My level of petty for that right there.
Yeah, I trust me, the principal.
She would have worn the wrong color shoes every day for the next 4 days, messing around with me. And I wish y'all would call me. But I don't know, is that good or bad though? Like, I'm just bucking. Like, do we need to really stray away from that buck mentality that just because they're entitled?
See, it depends, honestly.
I be trying to do the right thing, but
it really depends, because sometimes it's when there's something petty like that, then you like, really?
Yeah.
But
I don't know, I guess I kind of feel like if you don't call me when the good stuff happens like that, then don't call me for no petty stuff. You know, like if it's not extreme, I honestly thought it was super ghetto when I read it one day. Well, one parent had put in a blog She was like, when they with me, they mine. When they with you, they yours. Don't call me till they get off that bus. And, it's kind of almost like, you want to agree with that because, but I mean, you still got to be a parent. But at the same time, I understand the concept she was saying, like I deal with it when they with me. You deal with it when they with you. So, I don't know. I was just like,
that's your problem.
Is that Gannett or no? Right.
I mean, like I said, I guess it depends on how you look at it. You know what I mean? But for me, I'm like, man, look, what you call me for? That's my main thing. Like, what you call me for? If it's something that could have been swept under the rug or just left alone, then don't call me.
So, you guys, we are taking in calls today. If you want to call in and chat, the number is 757-964-9367. Yeah. While we're here, our Cash App, if you like to support us, is the BNT Podcast, all caps, Cash App. And you can check us out
$sign in front of
on our website, www.bntpodcast.club. We got apparel, we got hoodies, we got a lot of stuff up there, hats, everything. So, check us out. But while we're talking about the kids, not straying away too far from vaccinations, now they're opening up the door for 12 and up, I believe. At first it was 16, now they're saying 12 and up to get vaccinations. Parents, how do y'all feel about that? Are y'all cool with that? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not sure. I wanted to see if I was going to fall out on the floor first. Yeah. Truth be told, I don't want to subject my children to anything that,
I feel like if your child has a compromised immune system, then maybe. You know what I'm saying? But on the all in all, a lot of kids really probably won't need it because their systems are a lot stronger, a lot younger than most of ours, so they should be okay.
Well, that's what they was like saying with the CDC was saying that kids don't have to be 6 feet apart. They don't really necessarily have to be 6 feet. They can be 3 feet apart, and they're still in a safe zone because of their immune systems. I just felt like I thought that was weird because, if you ever had kids, I don't know, some of our viewers, I'm pretty sure most of our viewers are parents, but children. The stomach virus goes around in the school in like a week.
Yeah.
And I used to work with kids, so I know how fast it is for the germs to spread, when you got kids. Yeah. So, with that being said, how do you feel about your children getting the vaccine? Do you, we got somebody say immunity is a natural process for youth. Yeah, I agree. I feel like their little bodies have so much power because they're so pure. Their immune systems are a lot stronger than ours. They haven't really tainted their bodies like we have. They ain't had none of that other good stuff that adults like. Good
green on
jungle juice and all that good stuff. So I do agree with that, and they recover a lot faster. You ever kept your kid home from school because they say they're not feeling well, and like you've been up with them all night? And they've been throwing up. And then when after that school bus pull off from the bus stop, they
straight.
They in there watching cartoons, jumping around, and you be looking like, man, you could have went to school today. That's just how it works. Because somebody said, hey, y'all notice ain't nobody been sick since everybody been at home. The minute these kids go back to school, my stomach hurt.
I got a headache. What?
Right. What you stressed about? You ain't paid the light bill this month.
Oh man, definitely. So what else you got going on, man?
So if y'all got anything y'all want to add to that about the vaccines, if you're going to get vaccinated, if you don't, call in and tell us. 964-9367.
Yeah, let's go here too. I also seen something recently. I forgot which government official it was, but they signed a bill banning trans women from competing in women's sports. And me being nosy and the person I am, I went to the post, spoke to a couple people, some good, some bad, and a lot of people were actually against that. They were like, well, one, why should the government be involved in it? And then
what is it that the government is not involved in? First of all,
I don't know. They want to be involved in everything. You know what I'm saying? And then secondly, a lot of people were like, well, they should be able to compete because they are women at that same token. And then I had someone say that. Yeah, hold on.
Okay. Let me get with it because that took me.
And then I've had someone say, well, how about we just eliminate gender-based sports altogether? because they were saying like, well, when I was growing up, we had co-ed sports, and I'm like, well, that's different from I guess what would be considered professional sports or when you're in high school and stuff like that. So how do you feel about that? How do y'all feel about it as a people, especially the women? Like, how would you feel?
I feel that it's not an equal right. Miss
Mhm.
Tiara, I agree. I feel
Me too.
like there are just some things that men are naturally born stronger. And women don't take this the wrong way, but that is where testosterone kicks in at. That is where
Mhm.
masculinity kicks in at. Like, there were just certain things I feel like, even though we have strived, and I really don't know whose idea this was, but everybody want to be equal and everything. Y'all want to be welders and all this kind of stuff, and that's all right, But then when you start growing a mustache, you mad with the world, you angry. I just feel like men are designed to be more
Mhm.
stealth, to have more strength.
Yeah, because by nature we're technically supposed to be like the hunters, gatherers, protectors, and all
Right,
that.
right,
You know what I'm
right, right,
saying?
right. We
So
were really intended to be the nurturers,
yeah,
the lovers, the we.
yeah. Some of y'all dudes might be built like
You
women.
bring me some apples, I make a pie with it. You know
You
what
know
I'm
what I'm
saying?
saying?
Like,
Yeah, you're supposed to kill the bear on the way to get the apples, bro.
right,
Come on,
yeah.
man.
So I just don't feel like that's fair. I mean,
Hmm.
it looks different when you I like I didn't get a chance to get the name, but there was a track competition
I remember that.
and there was a transgender, and
Hmm.
I don't have anything against transgender. I just feel like maybe in equality we should start creating um like they have the Special Olympics for people
Hmm.
who have been disabled or but they still have athletic abilities. I feel
Hmm.
like maybe we should create an avenue for transgenders,
Exactly.
so that it's equal.
Yeah,
I
we're
just
not
don't.
calling y'all special.
No, nothing special about you besides the fact that you're a unique individual,
Hmm.
and that's just how I
I
feel
think it
about
could
it.
work though. I mean, you think about like how they have like
Just
the
create a
drag
platform
shows and
for
the
it.
drag competitions and stuff like that. It's like it's definitely a niche market, and whoever gets into it first and can
Hmm.
actually build something, man, you actually have a chance to make it something that people will probably watch.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? At least out
Cindy.
of curiosity.
Yeah, Cindy on the live in the comments says exactly. Women NBA makes less than the men NBA. Why? We can do layups, 3 points, free throws, just like men. Um, yeah, I agree.
Can they dunk like that?
Hey, you know
Yeah.
what?
As a
Check this
matter of
out.
fact,
I just seen a promo about
Nah, I'm just
the
playing.
WNBA, and they showed some dunks. I think
we got a hometown hero from Suffolk. Her name is
yeah.
Sugar Rogers, and she
I'm
is
saying,
she's phenomenal.
yeah,
She
she need to
is.
come on the show too. So if
Yeah.
y'all know
So
her,
shout out to Sugar. If y'all anybody know Sugar, tell her we want to talk.
mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm a Suffolk native myself, so if y'all know her, y'all know
Lived in
anybody.
Suffolk for a little
Yeah, so
while.
shout out to Sugar Rogers. She's also an author,
I
an
think she just made a
activist for
coach.
youth. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she just became a coach for the
Hmm.
for one of the teams also in the
Yeah, and
WNBA.
she's also excellent at golf.
Okay, that's what's up.
So she's very, very talented.
Shit,
But
right.
again,
Mm-hmm.
there's always going and that for that reason, like the point that she just made, women are always going to be looked at differently
Yeah.
from
Now,
men.
what was her name? Who made the comment?
Cindy.
All right, Cindy, I'm gonna tell you this. This is how I feel about the whole WNBA thing and women's sports. Period. You know what I'm saying? But let's just keep it to the WNBA at this moment. I definitely think that the WNBA is dope. You know what I'm saying? Now, I think that the reason that it's still not on the level of the NBA yet is one, it's still fairly new. I mean, I think it's almost been like 20 years, but it's still new for that sport. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And also, I feel like once y'all can get guys to wear a woman's jersey, that may that may start being the difference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like
And
support is
shoe
much,
deals and
much
stuff like that.
needed for the
Yeah.
women. I feel like, it doesn't get as much publicity. It doesn't get as much hype as the
Hmm.
men NBA, regular NBA does. But
Yeah.
I feel like if there's an avenue for it,
Got to get the merch moving.
yeah, you gotta it's marketing. They don't market us
Yeah.
as women like they market men.
You know, I
And
don't
I
even
think
know when the
that's
season
a big
starts.
deal.
You know what I'm saying? You just be looking up and they be like, oh,
And they just be playing,
championship
yeah.
this year. You're like, what
I think majority of the time, you know, you have to be a sports fanatic to be keeping up with that, or just like people whose family members are a part of it.
Yeah.
They rally for their family members, so they put it out there. You know, my cousin, Tasha Calander, she was a gold medalist in track. She's right from Portsmouth. And she got a lot of publicity because she was a hometown hero, you know, but she got sponsors and all of that stuff. So I feel like it's all in what you put into it. Was I a fan of track? I mean, I would watch the Olympics, but until my cousin really got into it, I didn't know too much about it, you know. So it's kind of one of those things where with women, unless people are like your family and everybody is like really behind you supporting it, it's not really gonna get too much airplay. And I think that's kind of messed up, but that's just where we are.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know,
But no, I do not think it's fair for transgender women to be
I don't think
competing with I want to say this right, y'all, because I don't want nobody to set my car on fire. With naturally born women.
Yeah,
you know.
I think too with that on that with eliminating gender-based sports. So basically, you're saying that a woman can compete with other men on the football field.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying there ain't women out there that can't. You know what I'm saying? But let's just be honest. No woman that I know is gonna stop a Derrick Henry running through that line.
And I call him Big Country.
It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You can
So
say
it's
that boy
like
ate cornbread. And,
yeah. So it's like, what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna play cornerbacks? You know what I'm saying? And most women are naturally shorter than men. So you 5'9" as a cornerback going up against a 6'3", 6'4" receiver. You know what I mean? And
I just kind of look at it like, didn't 2020 open up the first year for a female coach?
And which one?
In football.
I don't. Was it female coach in football? I think it may have been.
She's not a head coach.
Also. Okay.
But I want to say 2019 opened up the door for the first female referee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was I think she.
But I do believe that there is a first time like female coach, and I think she's like a sideline coach. She's not a head coach. She's not an assistant coach. But and y'all correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I do think I remember seeing that. So look at all the years that the football, has been playing, and
I got one for you too. So
this is how far it took us to get into, invade the male-dominated sport. So I just kind of feel like let women
trying to rush everything. But
right.
Here's my thing though. All right, we eliminate gender-based sports, right? So you mean to tell me a woman heavyweight boxer will weigh about what? 190, let's say. Just throwing them out there, 190, because that's for a woman. That's kind of big, especially with muscles. And heavyweight boxing, let's say, is about what, 215, 220, somewhere around there, maybe heavier. Do you really think you could see a female in the ring going head to head with like a Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder or somebody or any of that?
No, but if he got a glass jaw.
Yeah, but if you
and she got a good right hook.
If we gonna open up the door and get rid of gender-based sports,
because y'all come on in my comments, y'all help me out. What's her name? Clarissa.
Oh yeah, now don't get me wrong. There's
Clarissa is bad to the bone.
She's going to the MMA. There's always exceptions, but she's not going to fight Conor McGregor in the MMA.
No.
Or whoever. You know what I'm saying? She's going to fight another woman.
But I'm pretty sure it's some.
I believe
it's some guys out here that might think they could take her, and they might.
Look at here.
They might get knocked out.
I believe I can knuckle up pretty good, but it's just some stuff I just know better than.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And use the sense that God gave you.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be like, look, bro, just don't do it.
Hey, if you want to take them chances, you know what I'm saying?
Nope. I know my range.
Because I done seen enough Facebook videos where random chicks, just Norfolk chicks, Newport News chicks, just a straight cold clock baby daddy. Knock them smooth out, and ain't not a piece of training been in that.
See,
that's just straight up domestic violence rituals. You know what I'm saying? You know, I frown upon domestic violence. Everybody should learn how to keep their hands to themselves. But I've seen these videos come in my timeline, so I know it's some chicks out there that can really handle.
You can't fight. I mean, period. Talking junk should be the last thing on
Absolutely.
your menu.
Hey, that's with any gender. It don't matter.
That should be the last thing
it
on
doesn't
your
matter
menu.
what you are. You identify as toilet paper. You should still be careful where you wipe. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what it is.
You know your baby mama ain't rap tight. You know you can't fight, but yeah, you still steady trying. Bro, stop.
Absolutely.
Because I'm going to clown you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you will never be able to come around the fellas and talk.
And ladies, look.
And your next girlfriend find out that the last girlfriend knocked you out. You ain't going to ever be able to tell her. She's going to talk back. Oh, yeah. She's not going to listen.
What you going to do? What you going to do, bro?
Right.
Yeah, all right, you got it, yo.
Right.
But at the same time, too, though, ladies, look. I know some of y'all think y'all can beat y'all man up. I just seen y'all be 5 feet, dude be 350 pounds. He tower you by about 2 feet, and you just yeah. Now look, the people who stand around watching that, I hate all of y'all, cause y'all let it get to the point the way she hit this man about 9 times, and y'all ain't stopped nothing. Mm-hmm. And as soon as he swing once, it's like, wait, no, y'all should have stopped it before.
That's the perfect example of what I was just making out about men just being stronger, men just having that, you know, that old. I got one knockout left in me, you know, that old man strength. Mm-hmm. That's, you know, that's the difference between men and women. So it's nothing wrong, you know, but
it's just, look,
it's just different.
Be careful. Don't be out here.
Yeah, y'all
point
just,
blank.
You know,
you can't fight and you can't
just walk away.
You can't beat the person you talking junk to. Just let it go.
Walk away.
You know what I'm saying?
If you value your life, be on world walk away. You value your freedom, walk away.
All right, so let's talk for real now. Let's go. Also, what else has happened? So they're legalizing weed in Virginia.
Yes.
I think it was already decriminalized, and I think July 1st.
I know a lot of people that are happy about this bill.
It will be legal. Now, here's the thing, people. Look, it's going to be legal, but please be smart with it. Just because it's legal don't mean you can go to work high. Don't be in there trying to drive the forklift and you blazed up. It's not going to turn out pretty for you. You know what I'm saying? And know your job's policies also, because, you know, even though it's legal, it'll be legal in a state. Private companies and stuff can still have their own rules set up as to where, you know, they can still test you, and, you know, that could still be grounds of termination if it's found in your system. So just be wise with what you're doing.
Yeah. Not only that, I advise everybody to just know the loopholes. There might be some, you know, because.
Well, I got a few of them here.
Think about, you know.
All right, so check this out. You can have 1 ounce on your person. 1 ounce. But you can't be intending to sell it or anything like that.
Y'all know how much 1 ounce
but
is?
you can.
28 grams.
28 grams.
That's all I know. 1 ounce.
1 ounce.
Is that 28 grams?
28 grams.
So that's how much you can have on you. Now, let's say you rolling with your peoples. You know, y'all can smoke amongst each other. But
hold up, what you mean rolling with your peoples? Driving?
Like y'all hanging out together. So let's say me and you hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Let's say I got an O on me. We can smoke it up. You know what I'm saying? But it can't be bagged up like we about to sell it. You know what I'm saying? So you can have that. You could grow up to 4 plants for personal use.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I put the air quotations
I'm in a lot of
around
plant
that.
groups on Facebook, and they are dropping seeds right now as we speak.
Yeah.
They are dropping seeds.
I put the quotations around personal use. Just say, you know, just
somebody in the comments said, "Is that a dime or a nickel bag?" I think that's way more than a dime and a nick.
Yeah. I guarantee you, if you pay the price for an ounce and you get a dime or a nick, it's not going to go pretty.
You've been robbed.
A bunch of times.
You've been robbed. You go back.
But
you go back a few times.
It's still not legal publicly. So what they're saying is, just because it's legal, that don't mean you can stand out in front of the school or on your block and just smoke your blunt. And
with anything, there's conditions.
Yeah, and this also said no driving with an open container, which kind of, they didn't really go into details on it.
And that's the gray area that'll
You know
get you
what I'm
hemmed
saying?
up, y'all.
Yeah, so it's like kind of like with liquor. You know, if you're out with an open liquor bottle, that's that's grounds for whatever to happen when you're driving. So I don't know what they would consider a open container of weed.
I'm
Don't know
gonna
if they
consider
it
that to
being
be
rolled up already or
already
to be.
rolled up, or because this is the thing. Not only are they saying that, but they're getting ready to, and we're gonna talk about this. They're gonna ban some things that you would use to roll up with.
Yeah. Oh, you heard about that?
No, we're gonna get into that.
Okay.
So this is really informative. If you know some people out there that are avid smokers, you might want to share this live so that they can see it and be informational. So these things that we're discussing today, y'all can go and research it, fact check it, make sure you know the ins and outs.
All right, and so with that, I don't know if you heard about the menthol ban, but they are trying, the government. I don't know which sector. I don't know if this the president or someone higher than him, like Congress, but
right.
They're basically trying to ban menthol cigarettes. Along with that, they're trying to ban flavored blunts also. So Swisher Sweets, Backwoods.
Yeah.
For those who like the grapes or the peach or vanilla, all that. They're
So
trying to ban all
your
that.
rolling materials.
Yeah. And so they're saying this to prevent kids from being enticed to smoke, and also to help those who they consider low income communities of color, LGBT, and those who are more likely to smoke. Me personally, I think it's like a kind of it's like an attack almost. It's like, okay, here go the trees.
Yeah, right.
What?
These are loopholes, the gray areas with everything they
you
do.
Either smoke it out of pipe.
I was thinking, they got the little the raw. They didn't mention that because that's not flavored. The raw roll up the cones.
So so anything with a flavor in it, I guess they're saying it's targeted marketing. But I'm like, man, look, I don't care what nobody say. They could try to say it's targeted marketing, man. I'm gonna tell you who smoke more weed than anybody in this world. That's old white people. Y'all ain't gotta believe it.
I think I find some truth in that.
Old white people smoke more weed than anybody. You know what I'm saying?
I can believe that.
They smoke a lot of
weed. If we
weed.
did a statistics on that, I believe that there would be some truth to that.
So, but here's the funny
especially if they, look at Willie Nelson.
Especially.
Yeah.
Cheech Chong, they Mexican, but still.
Right, the Woodstock crew. Yeah, Woodstock crew.
You know what I'm saying?
The 60s and the 70s.
Exactly.
That was
they still here. Yeah, so, they smoke a lot.
They're older, but they're here. Somebody put in the comments, white folks.
Yeah, and they've been getting their weed delivered to them for a long time from the dispensary. So please don't think it's just us keeping those open. That's them. You know what I'm saying? But,
So how do y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel about the government giving you the right to say, hey, you guys can smoke, but, personally, I feel like, are you doing this to try to prevent cancer?
No.
Because these things like cigarettes, look how long the Surgeon General warning has been on the side of that box. And look how many people have died from cancer.
Yeah.
But you're just now saying, we're going to ban this. You tried deterring people years ago, a couple years back. I don't know if y'all remember this, because I used to smoke Newports myself. I was a heavy smoker. And they raised the price of them.
Oh, yeah, they high.
And that was what made me say, I'm done with these.
People know what we talking about.
Yeah, it's like
$13, $14 a box.
Yeah, and I was told in Jamaica, they're like $20 a pack.
But you got a spare cigarette. I got 20 in
So
the
they
pack,
advise you to bring your own, like when you're traveling, bring your own, because you're going to spend some significant dollars.
And honestly, I feel like, they say they do this to, prevent things from happening, but I think they know that how people are when they have nicotine fits. You know what I'm saying? So I really just see this being like another form of the prohibition, honestly.
Yeah, somebody in the comments, Cindy says the laws are for us.
Yeah, they're
for us. So yeah, it is targeted.
I believe so.
She feels it is targeted. So just like anything else they do to try to put stipulations on us, whether it be growth, prosperity. They know, just like malt liquor.
Yeah, I think they know it'll cause an issue, man. Like, imagine they be like, hey, ABC store, y'all can't sell no more flavored liquor.
Right. I feel like there
all
is
y'all
some
like
truth
that
to that.
pineapple Ciroc.
I mean,
Let
because
them tell you can't drink it no more. What's gonna happen?
if you think about it, look how fast, and I'm gonna say this because this is my reality. This is my perception of reality. You grow up in the hood, they will deny your loan for a profitable business. Maybe if you're trying to get a youth center, but they will allow a person of another race to come in our communities and open up a liquor store or somewhere where they can target black dollars. They don't mind giving them other minorities business loans to come and set up a little quickie mart, and they're gonna sell t-shirts, they're gonna sell malt liquor, they might even fry some chicken in there, but they will allow those to be put up on almost every corner before they will allow you the funds. You're going to have to go to the community. You're going to have to rally. You're going to have to put on charity events. You're going to have to get sponsors to get this money up to get a youth center. But they will allow them to come out there and open up these places in our communities. And we spend money with them.
You can't have this building because you're trying to do it for their life.
Right. They control everything when it comes to that. So I do feel like a lot of that is targeted when it comes to us.
Yeah,
so.
Definitely. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, it just seems that way, and I think it's kind of like one of those give and take things. Like, okay, we'll give you this, but take this from you.
Right.
And figure out how you gonna maintain.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, what y'all think about that, man? Definitely let us know. Call in if you want to speak on it. The numbers are 757-964-9367.
Yeah. So I want to let me slide on to this hot topic this week that we had. I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. So y'all were aware of this scandalous Housewives of Atlanta.
Is it really scandalous?
It's scandalous.
I'm gonna let you do your thing. Go ahead.
Portia. Many of you may not watch Housewives of Atlanta, but Portia is a peach holder on Housewives of Atlanta. And
what's the peach holder for?
The peach, Georgia represents the peach, so all of the ladies hold a peach at the intro of the show.
Okay.
So she holds it. That's when they was making all these jokes about Marlo. Marlo never got a peach. Marlo was on the show for about 5 years and just she just couldn't. I don't know why maybe they was like, you don't deserve a peach. You might deserve a plum, but not a peach. So she never got one. But Portia was involved with her ex-fiance, Dennis, who she had a daughter with. And Dennis' partner, I can't even pronounce his name because I think it's Simon's Goosh, whatever. But he is a millionaire. Him and Dennis were our business partners. And he introduced his wife to Portia. She came on to the show. Some of you probably have watched Tammy with her Bonnet Chronicles. If y'all don't know who Tammy is, Tammy was on Basketball Wives. She gave her point of view on it. Like she said, when you come on the show, sometimes everybody's not friends. You don't really know these people sometimes. She made a point that Fallon came on the show and they used Portia as an entryway for Fallon to come on the show. Okay. They were not friends. They really did not know each other. They were business. Their fiance husbands were business partners. But I kind of find it hard to believe that they didn't really have any type of previous knowledge of each other. You got your significant others are business partners, and they work together.
Y'all done hung out.
Y'all have had some type of passing of each other. It's not too many people that my husband does business with that I'm not referenced about their business partners or business ventures spouses. It just comes up in conversation. I don't think it's just something that's just like, he has a wife, but y'all never see each other. But anyway, moving on. Portia is now engaged to Simon. And it's speculation that Portia is married, but the trick, that Portia is pregnant. But the tricky part to this is Simon and Fallon have only been separated for a month. And Portia went out and put out there that they've been dating for a month. and she's got this huge rock on her finger, and everybody was talking about how scandalous it was because and I've had some conversations, and I just feel like, ladies, that's a golden rule. They showed a clip of Fallon inviting Portia, her sister, and another young lady from the show to her home, introduced them to her husband because they were still married and still together at the time. And these ladies were having like a brunch type of atmosphere at Fallon's house.
Okay.
Y'all, Portia insisted that her and Fallon were never friends. So, okay, y'all might not have been besties. Y'all might not have been, but, you know, is there a bro code? Do you guys have, because women, I know mature women, women who have experienced some things in life. Shout out to Wait Again a Minute on the live. They doing their thing. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. But if you have people that you have passed time with, I feel like me as a woman, if I've been in a circle with you, if we have mutual friends and we've done anything, if I've come to your house, I'm gonna just start there. If I was invited to your home, that means I've had some type of connection with you on a level of friendship, whether it be close friends, whether it be associates, and nothing you have had in the terms of relationships, a man, is to my liking. Does that make sense? I just feel like, even though we're not besties, if you had thought enough of me to invite me to your house, I feel like I would overstep a boundary by seeking your husband. And like, all of this happened so fast, but there were a lot of women that were just like, oh, well, shout out to Portia getting that bag, da 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 da. Is that what we have come to now as women and as human beings, that we just climb on top of each other to get the bag? Like, I mean, if you're gonna be successful, you ain't got to cut nobody at the knees to do it.
True. Now let me be the male perspective that's ignorant to this whole situation.
Come on, fill me in.
So Portia and her man were friends with Simon and his wife. Is that what you're saying? Because you said the dudes were business partners. The dudes
were business partners.
So
they brought Fallon on the show.
So Portia, the other dude, not Simon, but the other guy was Portia.
Dennis. Right. They were getting ready to get married. So like, he had proposed to her. Man,
who was friends with him.
They broke up.
So it's a bro code. It's a bro code and a girl code being broke on both ends.
That's what I was like saying. All of you women who want to bypass the fact, and everybody keep putting out, oh, they weren't friends. They weren't friends. Did you ever even look at the fact that
the dudes was cool?
The dudes were even cool. Like, you crossed your own ex and went with one of his homies. Like, yeah.
See, I'm gonna tell you though, like,
do we really do that?
People do that, and I could give you a prime example.
Hey, I mean,
I
could give you a prime example of a situation that happened like that not too long ago, which kind of caught everybody's attention too. Because I know y'all remember Omarion, Lil Fizz, and what's good, April?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Exact same
like,
thing.
Bro, this your home. You say this ain't your homie, but y'all been in a group for so long and been doing business for so long, and now you're dating, or I don't know, they still currently dating, but you went back and you was basically popping his baby mom when they broke up. It's like, yo, hold up. You know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, I'm like, yo, if you my homie, you know what I'm saying? Like, homie, nah, that's out the way. You know what I'm saying?
But they took a picture, and Dennis is smiling. It's all three of them in the picture. Dennis is smiling in the picture with, because I mean, as a man, do you really show that hurt? You know, do you really show that, you know, damn, she went with my homie, you know,
I'm on Marion, I'm unbothered.
Right, like, he literally looks unbothered in the picture. I think the women had more of a problem with it than men. Men really didn't. I didn't see too many men speaking on it, but I just kind of felt like I don't have nobody in my circle that I feel like would cross me like that. If I can't trust you, if I feel like you would go behind me and do some stuff like that, then you just cannot be in my circle. My circle has just turned into a period now because you're out of the box.
Now, here's the thing too. Let's be real. Money aside, a lot of them chicks that was getting mad can't get mad.
And I said this
because some of y'all,
oh Lord,
are currently smashing your man's best friend, and y'all still together.
Wow, I wasn't.
And y'all still together. Let's keep it real.
He might know something that I don't know.
Dudes do it too. You know what I'm saying? It goes on both sides of the game, but you can't sit here and act like, oh my God, I would never do that. Like, shorty, shut up. You're lying. You're lying.
He went there, ladies.
Not everybody, but a lot of them.
Yeah.
Your man that
Is there any truth to
introduced
this?
you.
Anybody want to call in?
I guarantee you they don't.
Anybody want to call in? Somebody in the
The man that introduced you to his homie, and you looking like, oh,
yeah,
shoot, that's the
she
one
basically
getting the bag.
smashed a homie, you know.
what
So
I'm saying?
I mean, how would you feel about that? If
How would I feel?
Yeah.
If my homie smashed the wife for my big mama.
Baby
Both
mama.
of-
I mean,
baby
it's
mama,
kinda,
see,
but see,
baby
that's the
mama been
thing.
out
We
the
look
game
at
for a
Portia
long
like just the
time,
baby
so-
mama, but her and Dennis were actually on a fast track to get married.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like their relationship had surpassed, even though, you know, to me personally, I just feel like Dennis probably didn't value Portia as much as she thought he valued her in order for him to be okay with this. I feel like that smile was like, hey, good luck. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for taking her off my hands, because I feel like that just showed us how much of value he had for her.
If she said they weren't friends, then, you know, that's one of the things where it's like, okay, but you were invited into the house. So that kind of...
Right.
That throws a little gray cloud on it. But if it was like y'all were friends, like best friends, like even... I haven't dealt with my baby mama in a long time. You know what I'm saying? But if you my homie, you can't come to me and be like, yo, I want to get with your baby mama. Or I just found out y'all messing with
morals and integrity,
you know
I think there are just certain things that are off limits. I feel like if you associates, you know, I feel like everybody is so hell bent on doing things like, you know, I don't care who gonna check me, period. Yeah. But it's kind of like, do you know what that makes you look like? Yeah, everybody wants to break it apart. Do we really want to break ranks here with raunchy behavior by trying to disclose fine lines and loopholes and gray areas when it comes to friendship? I mean, you could take 5 women and all of them are just kind of mutual friends. You got maybe 1 or 2 best friends out of the bunch, and then they bring on an extra friend. But if y'all do things in the vicinity of each other, I don't care if you don't do things every day with each other, but if you have ever been out to a women's function and all of these women were there, you can't just be out here grinning in somebody's husband's face, you know. And they showed the clip when they was at the house, and Portia, out of the 3 women, was like, she fist bumped Simon when they met, you know. And I kind of feel like there was some really phony stuff. I feel like somewhere down the line that was like a little, you know how you see your side piece out in public, but you gotta act like you don't know them, you know, type thing. You gotta play it off, and I kind of that's the vibe I got from that. Like, all of this transpired in a month. Y'all knew, y'all had to have been making some googly eyes at each other before, you know, in order for this. I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible, but you know,
they definitely ended there more than a month. Like, I believe that.
But I think that's kind of wrong, you know.
It is.
And I just feel like things that happen like this, like, I mean, that's kind of like Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats, you know.
That it's like, it's one of the things that a lot of people act like they mad about, but it's like,
it happens a lot.
If you go back and look, it's like you probably done it, or it happens a lot.
You know my mom, my grandma always told us the same way you get them is the same way you lose them. Yeah. You know, so you just kind of, that karma, woo child. Mm-hmm.
And me personally,
I'm just gonna say that karma that comes back off of this, you better hope.
I don't want to hit no chick my homie to mess with.
Right, man. Especially,
look,
you know.
all the death my dudes, but look, bro, I'm not going, because I wouldn't even feel comfortable. You in there trying to get your stroke on, and you like, man, I hope my homie ain't hit it like this, because now it's on your mind.
But the fact that you bringing her around your homie who already knows what that's like.
Like on Love Jones, right? Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, can you really concentrate? No homie, no. No, some things, you know, most strong men don't want their homie to know what they go home to at night. Mm-hmm. Like, I asked my husband, do men talk about women like women talk about men? Like, my mom always told us to never share private, personal moments that you with your spouse or your significant other around other women, because that is kind of like the fuel and the ignition for curiosity. Sometimes
I'm gonna tell you like,
can't be bragging about, you know, how your man put it down and all that stuff, because somebody be like, oh yeah,
some don't.
I'm trying to see what that be like.
You know what I'm saying? Now I'll say this, and I don't want it to sound like it's a black and white thing, but you know, most of the black dudes I know, they're not gonna tell you none of their personal business about what happened with them and their wife, especially not sexually or anything like that.
Yeah, my husband was like, nah, man, we don't talk about that. We talk about
I
grilling.
I know a couple.
You know,
I got a couple
sports.
White guys. I know and hang with, and some of them they're a little bit more open than others. They'd be like, man, look. One be like, man, my girl got a fat ass. Look. I'm like, bro, what, really?
Hey, y'all, want to hear something crazy?
You know what I'm saying?
I used to be a
That's
nanny.
some weirdo people.
Yeah,
Nanny
I hate that.
my wife do this, and I got naked pictures. You want to see them? No, bro, that's your girl. I don't want to see that.
And I'm just gonna say, I don't really like to get up here and make racial comments. But as a nanny, I was a nanny. I was a nanny, and I normally nanny for Caucasian families. The Nanny Chronicles, yo. I could write a book. Some things we just don't do as black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just don't do that. And they find it very okay. And it's always the doctors. The people who have, like, they're well off, very wealthy people. They do crazy stuff. They are okay with a lot of that sharing. They share. Sharing is caring for them,
Yeah, well.
So we would have to get into that on another day. But yes, I will say that when I asked my husband that, he was like, like, what? We don't talk about our significant other, Only thing we talk about, if we want to knock your head between the wash and the dryer when y'all be in here.
We'll definitely sell that.
Y'all, we'll talk about that. Yeah.
Chick done did.
Man, I wanted to choke her a little, or something like that. But, I had to walk away. But for the most part, men don't share those intimate things about their spouses, like some women are free with, but I feel like that's the ignition and that's the fuel.
See, to me, I think when you do that, especially when you get into like the sexual details, now you're opening the door for somebody to try.
Right, that curiosity, they'd be like, and I wonder, if you've ever had that happen to you, if anybody has ever listened to you talk about your man, and then went behind your back, because I know it's a lot of women out there that have faced that painful analogy of like,
they be putting that business out there.
Yeah, y'all gotta stop telling what your mates do.
And they next thing you know is like, I heard about you, like, oh.
Yeah, and I heard they call what was that line?
They call you sleep.
Yeah, from Friday. Yeah. So you got to be careful what you put out there. But I just wanted to say, this whole ladies, if y'all were watching, those ones who were okay with that, keep them out your circle. I'm gonna just say that. It's just like everything we do with this racially injustice fueled movement we in. Those who kind of come out, you had some friends on your friends list and you just didn't know how they felt about certain things, and when these racial things came out, they made their little comments on it, and you say, wait a minute.
Okay. I don't see color, but
now I gotta unfriend you. Those are the women that I'm talking about. So if you had women on your timeline that were openly okay with Portia, because there's a lot of Portias out there, remove those ladies from your friend, from your circle, because those will be the ones. It be your own friends sometimes.
And y'all keep posting, because I'm gonna do a blog that's based around that topic, and y'all might hate me after it, but I gotta put it out there.
Yeah.
So y'all be on the lookout for that also. You know what I'm saying? But let's go here also, real quick before we go. So, as y'all do know, we're supposed to be getting a monthly tax credit for children. Yeah. I did some research on this. See, I was researching last night, you know what I'm saying? And I found out a lot of information. And so this, for those who don't know about the monthly child tax credit, is where I think for the next tax year, they're saying that people who have children under 6 will be getting $3,600. $3,000 for people who have children between 6 and 17, which roughly equals up to about $250 a month. And this is per child now. You know what I'm saying? And so going off of what we know as far as jobs are looking for people, the employment rates are down. Do you think something like this is going to further widen the unemployment gap?
Well, I don't know, because Biden show got on TV the other day and was like, hey, all you unemployed people that's skipping these job offers, y'all better take them, because in a minute we're going to cut this off. And we know that this is starting to look more like people are just being paid to stay home.
Basically.
But I'm not even going to hate on it. There were some people out there that really, really needed that extra money. I just hope you did something with it. If you didn't, that's your choice.
And probably the ones who really needed it. But let's talk about those who I'm not gonna say don't need it, but let's say those who are able to take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? So like, and even now with jobs, I think with the assistance, and I speak on this a lot with assistance. A lot of people, assistance is designed to just help you to get on your feet. It's not supposed to be a career move. You know what I'm saying? But what happens is a lot of people who get the assistance, it's hard to go back off of that, especially knowing what you got versus what you're going to get or what you're going to lose once you start working.
Mm-hmm.
So if let's say you have 4 kids, right?
Right.
And just throw this out there. I don't know, the numbers, but let's just say you have 4 kids, and let's say you're getting $800 a month in food stamps. You get a $1,500 voucher for Section 8 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And let's say you start working and you go to a job making $12 an hour. Oh, you get the free health care and all that too.
Mm-hmm.
So now you get a job making $12 an hour. You know what I'm saying? By the time they take taxes, you may be bringing home
And you just getting more money from the state.
barely
Absolutely.
$400 a week.
Absolutely.
It's like, why would I give up all of this free stuff for barely $400? Now I got to find childcare for these 4 kids.
Which
all
is
this
probably
other
going to
stuff.
take your whole check.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
That's the system.
And you know
Yeah.
what bothers me about that is they came up with this COVID Response Act and paid out all this money in benefits and business loans. If y'all made a way to find that money, why has it taken y'all so long to raise income wages? Like all of that money that you just shoveled out in a matter of months. You could have made this accommodation for working class families to have more hourly waged income 20 years ago.
Only because the white people was affected by that shit.
Right. I just feel like they do stuff totally backwards.
I'm going to tell y'all this, y'all know, like, so recently we had the quote unquote gas shortage or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I feel like, and gas prices went up.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, as of now, in 2021, we had a 4.2% inflation increase. So anybody who know, you ever went to a fast food joint, and now you get a meal or two for the family, you're looking at almost $9-10 for a combo meal.
Oh, man.
For fries, drink.
I mean, I
and
love
and
Chick-fil-A,
and
but for 4 people, I know we spend at least $40.
Yeah. I mean, you go to a restaurant
At
now
least
with
40
3 people
bucks.
could eat for $30-40. You spending $60-65 now.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So you're seeing the increase, and I always said, like, with the increases of wages, they're going to increase price. You know what I'm saying? Now, do they have to increase price? They don't. They probably don't have to in most cases. But what happens is if you get these companies, let's say like I don't know, let's just say McDonald's, for example. So let's say they are paying people minimum wage, right? Start off. All right, so now let's say we have 100 workers here. We paying everybody minimum wage. So now you want us to pay everybody $12-13 an hour. You know what I'm saying? Even though we got the money to cover it. But what happens is when a lot of people in position, they start getting a certain amount of money, they don't want to lose that bottom line.
Right.
So if I'm the CEO of the company and I'm used to clearing 400 or 500 million a year in profit, and now you're telling me that I have to pay people extra, well, that's going to take away from my profit.
Mm-hmm.
So in order for me to continue to make what I've been making, I need to increase pricing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what we're experiencing now. So like we see gas prices going up, inflation rates, I think it's all going up because of, the increased wages.
Right.
And that's how they get the people. They're like, okay, well, yeah, we'll pay them, but, it's just going to cost y'all more at the end of the day.
Yeah, and just to let you all know, because I like for us to be kind of informational for our community and viewers. Mm-hmm. If you are in a neighborhood or you are in an area where they are inflating prices, please report them. Report them to your agricultural department and report them to your attorney general.
I report these gas people.
Yes, because I was told a lot of people were like in binds trying to get gas because gas had went up in Norfolk at 5 points. Mm-hmm. There was a gas station, a BP gas station over there in Norfolk, was like $11 a gallon for premium. $10 for mid.
I'll be driving my work car.
Yo, that's crazy. And I was like, I hope this get back together because Uber Eats is about to be out of this world.
Mm-hmm.
For to get some DoorDash.
Oh yeah.
Man, they already charging you $6-7 a delivery. Add that gas fee to it. You might as well cook a bologna sandwich.
Yeah.
It's not even worth it. You know what I'm saying?
That's how they getting people though.
I know we pay for convenience, but sheesh. That's a lot. So y'all, make sure that you are staying on top of that. Don't allow these people to come out here in your communities and rob you with these gas stations.
Yeah. And also, speaking of jobs, man, my baby boy trying to get a job, man. I think that when you fill out an application for a job, they need to pay you right then. Because you get this application, the application be short.
Yeah.
But see, it's that 1,000 questionnaire that they want to keep asking you that you got to spend an hour and a half doing just for them to be like, yeah, you don't fit.
You know who used to get on my nerves with that? Farm Fresh, yo. Farm Fresh made you take that dumb test. I'm going to be in here asking paper or plastic. Why do I need to take this daggone questionnaire? It's a customer service questionnaire. It'd be like, if you were working with Johnny and Johnny was slacking on his work, do you A, tell on Johnny, do you help Johnny, or do you just move past Johnny like Johnny doesn't
like which one is really the right answer? Because if I tell, then y'all gonna be like, okay, he a snitch.
Right,
if I help Johnny, so
I will admit on this line, I never passed that test. I just said, forget Farm Fresh. I'll just come here. I'll just come here for my fried chicken. But I'm just beyond this application right now. And then you would see people, and I tell you, that's why it's never good to judge a book by its cover, because you be seeing people that you know or you feel like deep down inside, how they pass that test? And they in there with a job, and you still looking.
Can I be real with y'all? At one point when I was out of work, I tried to get a job at Burger King, and they denied my application.
Wow.
Do you know how bad I felt at that moment?
That's gotta hurt. That has got to hurt to be denied
you know how
by Burger
bad
King.
That felt at
Burger
the moment.
King's my first job.
I'm like, yo, look, I'm currently in college. I'm fresh out of work, so it's not like I've been unemployed for a long time. It's like I just need something real quick because my little side,
my
little part-time job wasn't covering it. So I'm like, okay, I need something else, so I can get a full-time, 2 part-times, full check.
It's gotta hurt though.
Yes.
That's gotta hurt being denied to
I was
flip
sitting
a
there
burger
talking to my grandma, and I said, Grandma,
and say fries
how
and
Burger
onion
King
rings.
don't even want me, man.
Right. You feel like a motherless child.
Like, I can't even get a job at Burger King.
Yo, that's
really
hard. Poor thing. You should have called corporate.
Oh man, all I could do was laugh. Really, it was just like, wow, bro. Like, hold on. Then you go into Burger King and see the people working there. You like, yo, really?
I know damn well.
Come on, bro. this really?
Right, and that's why it's never.
I can mess up an order, and you.
To judge a book by its cover, but you have to take that sometimes, and I'm gonna just say that wasn't for you. That wasn't where you're playing. That wasn't.
I mean, I'm saying the bounce back was tenfold.
Absolutely,
very beautiful.
It was
I love where I work now. So, but it was just at that time, when you, I guess it was that scramble moment. It's like, man, shoot, I got this car payment, I got rent, and all I'm making is, I'm at the part-time gig, just $9-10 an hour. This ain't gonna really cut it for everything I need to get paid, so I gotta do something.
I mean, I know I stayed on the job for 10 years that like caused me to have bald spots because I refuse to take a pay cut. I refuse to, sometimes, with pros and cons, you switching jobs, you're going to get something good, or you're going to miss out on something that you're normally used to, 2 things I was not going to do. I was not going to work on weekends, and I was not going to take a pay cut. I like buying wigs. I like getting my nails done. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be very real here. And it's a lot of women out here, and some men that can side with me. When you get used to living
too, for themselves.
Yeah, they got them lace fronts for y'all too. They got them beards and all that stuff. They got all that stuff for y'all. So we ain't gonna act like it's just the ladies, but I'm gonna just talk about me. But there are just certain things that I had gotten used to, and I've not worked on a weekend in over 10 years. And I wasn't going to start. I just felt like my family, I'm a very family-oriented person. So my children have to go to school every day, Monday through Friday. I'm going to work Monday through Friday. And on the weekends, we're going to live like we really are a family,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And then I wasn't willing to take a pay cut, you know. When you're making almost $20 an hour, it does not make sense to go back down to like now. You're like, how am I going to eat?
Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell y'all something real. Even now, making $20 an hour, you're still gonna scramble. It's not like you like back then when you was growing up. You're like, man, shoot, once I hit that $20 an hour, cause I'm set.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you now,
you need
$20 an hour. You got $20 an hour bills.
Yes, you do. And more money, more problems. Biggie said it.
Yeah. When they drop you down to 15, you be like, oh, whoa, hold on,
and
bro.
That's why I told y'all I was about to have the stress. The stress of the job was about to have me just overwhelmed to the point. But I refused to uproot my household and force everybody to have to. Even though my children, my husband, you know, we were all prepared, and that's why it's always good to have something put up for a rainy day. People, I don't care what you're going through in life, how much fun you're having. If there's anything that I can advise my people to do is save. Y'all get out there and learn how to do some investing. Get out there and learn how to do some stocks. It's money to be made while you're sleeping in bed, and you can live good and you can have a long, prosperous life comfortably if you start early. But I was just not willing to quit and just be without anything, or just put myself in a position where I'm back looking bummy. I refused. I just couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like nice shoes and clothes. I don't have to have labels and name brands and everything because, you know, that's not me. I make me, not what I wear. Not, you know, but I just feel like there's certain things that enhance.
She's wearing the Louis V hat.
Yeah, yeah.
I won't say anything.
I got my little boutique vendors that I like to, you know, shout out to Serenity Love, Diva Dolls Boutique. She keep us laced in our urban communities.
She dressed down today. She
yeah.
usually be on point. You know
I try to, you know, but hey, you look good, you feel good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say, you know, building inner confidence is a goal that everybody should have, and I don't care whether you buy designer or you buy Walmart. When you put it on, feel good in it.
Strut right with it.
Walk your walk, talk your talk. You know what I'm saying?
I get my hair cut every now and then. I like to feel cute sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's all right. You know, you have your cute days and you have your days, you know.
I ain't gonna front. Look, when my man pulled up, I was having a little photo shoot in the car. I was like, bro, I don't know what it is, but right now, with
you
the orange
feeling
hat
good.
and the
Yeah,
beard,
you got your beard all lined up.
The angles is on point.
The sun shining, just hitting y'all in the right spot.
Now, tomorrow might be another story, but at that moment,
because if y'all had seen me about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock this morning, I look like your grandma. I was in that bonnet with that moo-moo. Yeah, you know. You know, just allergies messed up. You know, I had to pull it together, right, you know. So, you know, in anything you do in life, always be true to yourself. Don't do things out of haste. Always think about things. You know, sometimes we have to take that leap of faith and just do things because you just never know until you try. But if you are not prepared to make these necessary changes, sometimes try to put yourself in a position that even if it doesn't work out for you, you still have something to fall on. And that's why I just said, I'll just stay here and let my hair fall out before I be homeless, you know, because you just don't want to be the one that causes that drought
especially
in the
when
household.
You got a family, you definitely gotta consider what's right for them sometimes, even if it means I may have to deal with just to stress myself out. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we've all been there. You know, you may hate your job, the pay may be okay, but the stuff you got to deal with it doesn't add up. You know what I'm saying? But what happens too, we get comfortable. So it's like, you know what, we're gonna just stay in this position. I advise anybody, man, and this is what I always tell people: if you're not where you want to be at, right? And let's say you're not the type that can go out here and hustle or get it. Always look for something better. Yeah. I know people tell you appreciate what you have, and I'm not saying don't appreciate what you have, but appreciate what you have, but also want better. You know what I'm saying?
Don't give up the fight.
Yeah, don't just be like, oh, well, you know, I made 15. I know I'm okay. Okay, but if you made 15 and you've been there for 3 or 4 years and you see they're not trying to pay you more money, well, then start applying for jobs or looking elsewhere or different positions in that company where you can make $19, $20 an hour. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But here's the thing too, once you get to that point where you're making $19, $20 an hour, continue living like you made $15 an hour, until everything gets straight.
Absolutely.
So that way you won't put yourself in a bigger hole. And now, like, man, I made $19 an hour, but it ain't helping. No, it's because you're adding more debt to your income. You know what I'm saying? So, this is a little word from your cousin. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. We gotta make sure that we in today's climate keep each other motivated. Shout out to my girl Ronnie Net. She posted the other day on Facebook. I don't care what they told you, don't give up. And that made me sit back and think about all the days that I doubted myself, or I allowed someone else to tell me what wasn't possible for me. I don't care what your dream is. I don't care what your vision is. There's an avenue. Yeah. You just got to figure out which path to take to get to it, and be persistent.
And don't let yourself shrink for people who can't see your vision also. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because, you're always told you're crazy until you're always told you're crazy on the journey to get something until you get it. Mm-hmm. And then everybody who called you crazy, they're like, oh man, I knew you was going to make it.
Yeah.
Like,
and those are exactly the people that you should shut the door in their face when you get there. Because those are the people that really weren't your friends, and now they're a part of your life because they feel like you're going to have something to offer them. Yeah. And we don't want leeches. We only want real people around us in situations like that. So y'all remain true and humble to yourselves.
So how much time we got left?
We actually have went a little bit over today, but we had some good info for y'all. We was just casually, we didn't have a guest today. We just thought we would talk about some hot things going on right now, keep everybody informed.
And Chick-fil-A, get it together, man.
Yeah, you made me want something, and it's Sunday.
Get it together. I gave y'all till Monday. I'm telling you right now, if I come back up there and I can only get one sauce, I'm flipping something.
They ain't giving y'all but one sauce?
Go watch the blog, man. Chick-fil-A, what's going on? RWM fam. It's on the YouTube channel. That's all I'm going to say about that.
That's crazy. One sauce? But hey, I guess they say, look, y'all can buy the sauce now. They say y'all can buy the sauce.
I don't care. Sometimes it might just be me in the car and I don't feel like buying Chick-fil-A for the rest of the family. So I'm going to eat it before I get home.
Oh, you do that too? I do that too.
I don't know any parent who has it.
That is called self-care. Parents, listen up. If y'all are out and y'all just ride out and get some me time and you stop and get you some french fries and stuff, you wipe your mouth like you ain't had none. That is called me time. That's that chapter of life is called self-care.
We've all done it.
Sneak and eat something.
Especially, all right, so you ain't never done this, right? You done did that, and you come home, and your spouse be like, well, I just made something to eat. You hungry? No, I'm straight. You know why? Because I probably just stopped somewhere at 8 before I came home. Because I didn't think you was cooking. But I mean, it is what it is.
See, I done did that, but to try to save myself, I'll go in there and eat a little bit because it's probably
Now, I won't tell you.
I eat a little bit something because, you never want to take a person's attributes for granted,
I eat some later. I'm just not hungry right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat a little nibble here and there. I might be like, give me a piece of chicken or something.
And see, I'm gonna tell y'all.
But then they be looking at me like, why you ain't hungry?
I'm gonna tell y'all real quick before we go.
Nibbling.
I got my get back for that, and it hurt my heart. Oh. Cause see, my wife and son went out to eat, and they left me in the house sleep. I was like, oh, y'all some dirty mom.
Yeah, I feel some kind of way when my husband go eat without me.
I was dirty, and she was like, well. We had to go to our appointments today. We was out. We stopped at 8. And I'm like, but y'all ain't bring me nothing back. I'm like, all right. You even feel worse when you come in the car and you see that cup in there. Like, oh, you dirty.
That's why I throw away all evidence before I get back to the house. I always just throw everything out. But I do be feeling some kind of way if my husband go, eat somewhere. Like the kids are going to my mom-in-law's house for dinner tonight, and she requested their present. She didn't request ours, and I could feel some kind of way about that. But then I was like, date night,
time.
Yeah, date night. So I'm gonna try to convince the mister to take me to get some Mexican. I don't know why, I just have fell in love with Mexican food. Plaza Azteca. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think my favorite Mexican restaurant is La Parrilla.
Where that one at?
That's on the other side of the water. They got one at Harborview. You come across the bridge. La Parrilla is good. But Plaza Azteca, we do have one in Suffolk down there with us, and that's also another go-to spot when I don't feel like driving to the suburban area of Suffolk, which is Harborview area.
I'm gonna keep it official with y'all. I just went grocery shopping yesterday. Spent way more money than I expected, so I'm not going nowhere today. I'm gonna eat at the house.
See, I had took out, I'm a country girl, so I had took out some neck bones and some white potatoes. I was getting ready to chef it up, but then my mom-in-law was like, I'm making the girl's favorite, and I want them to come over for dinner, so I was
Well,
like...
what about us?
Yeah, but that's all right. That means I can go eat at this restaurant and I had to spend $50 a day, so I'm good.
You still gotta spend $50.
Yeah, because I'm probably going to end up getting me a little margarita or something. But
all
right, y'all. We went over a little time today, but we had fun. It was casual talking.
Definitely.
Good. Y'all share this live. It's a lot of informational stuff up here. Things for you guys to check out, beneficial for you, your communities. Don't forget to like, subscribe to our page on YouTube, Bare Naked Truth Podcast. IG, everything. Yeah. Cash App again. We're going to throw that out there. BNT Podcast.
Throw the $sign in front.
$BNT Podcast. Dollar bills, baby.
And hit the website www.bntpodcast.club. And I'm not even gonna say the whole merch link, but when you watch this, you'll see it posted everywhere.
Yeah,
definitely go there. I'll put it in the comments if y'all want to go check it out. You know what I'm saying? Go cop a shirt, hat, all that good stuff helps come back to us and help us keep the show going on.
Yeah.
Alright, so you know what it is, man. It's your favorite cousin.
Hey, yo, it's your girl Pixie.
And we are out. And shout out to Power by Virginia Radio for having us.
Loud.
Bare Naked
Truth
Podcast.
you.